Welcome to another episode of TinkChat. As all of you noticed that we're not in our regular set today, we are actually at Eagle Mountain Middle School in Amor, and I have a guest with me today. His name is Simon. Would you be able to do some introduction on yourself?
Yeah, my name is Simon Kwok, and I am a learning commons teacher here at Eagle Mountain Middle School.
Okay. How long have you been at the school?
This is my fifth year here
Hmm.
at this school.
Okay. And I guess for Learning Commons, there's also a set of things that you have to teach over here,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So I not only am I a librarian and learning commons teacher here,
Hmm.
collaborating with teachers in the whole school.
Yeah.
I'm also teaching digital literacy to a couple of teams.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do a lot of collaborations with other teachers that you said.
Yes.
Do you usually how would that collaboration look like?
So, because I'm more of the technology
Uh-huh.
sort of teacher as well,
Yeah.
I would go to meetings with
Yeah.
the teams, and when they're team planning their units, I would go in and see how I can be of help, either by
Hmm.
providing them with teaching resources or opportunities for inquiries or ways to implement technology into whatever inquiry that their team is doing.
Oh, okay. So with the new curriculum that BC has, the ADSD curriculum,
Mhm.
how are you tackling that?
So with the ADSD curriculum, we find that it's the easiest way is really integrating it into what the teachers are doing. Given the time and limited resources, and I'm sure
Hmm.
that a lot of teachers are facing the
Yeah.
same issue.
Yeah, that's what I
So
heard.
as a learning commons teacher, we find ways to sort of integrating it. So a couple teams are lucky because of scheduling that
Hmm.
I'm able to teach digital literacy to 10 of the classes at the school this year.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah. But other teams, the only way is just going in and planning with the teachers
Okay.
and me finding ways to implement, for example, coding or 3D printing things
Okay.
into the curriculum.
Okay. So what made you choose coding and 3D printing for ADST?
So I have a computing science background.
Oh, okay.
So
That makes sense. Yeah.
that's my strongest
Hmm.
area. So yes, and with when the new curriculum came out, our premier at that time really focused on ADST as the new part of the curriculum.
Yeah.
And it's all about the computational thinking, which
Hmm.
is a set of problem solving skills that students would need to be successful in the 21st century. And so
Hmm.
coding became sort of what everyone is trying to do, implement into their curriculum.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, coding does have all the
Yeah.
computational problem solving.
Yeah,
all those skills.
even before ADST curriculum came, middle schools have always been doing exploration. So
Mhm.
even without the ADST curriculum, schools already have tech ed, art,
Yeah.
and things like that.
Mhm.
That already does a lot of the ADST stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think when I went to school, I don't think they were very. I guess they weren't very focused. It was like a elective.
Yes.
If you really want to take it, so I'm guessing it's
Yes.
more mandatory now.
In middle school, yes.
Yeah.
So if you are in other districts, so Coquitlam is a district where there's middle school. So we have grade 6 to grade 8.
Yeah.
And they do have sort of mandatory exploration. So they do actually go through cycles of all
Uh-huh.
5.
Okay. Yeah.
And then that way prepares them for high school. So,
Mhm.
they figure out what they like to do. Then
Yeah.
high school, it becomes more of an elective.
Okay. Yeah. I also went to middle school here.
Yeah.
I went to Moody Middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So during that time, because I remember I've only taken tech ed for like one semester or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it also depends on the scheduling of the school
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you mentioned you also use 3D printing with ADST.
Mhm.
How come you use this type of technology instead of I don't know, like laser cutting or other technology like that?
We're very fortunate that our district was able to purchase 3D printers for us.
Mhm.
I guess at a more affordable price than a laser cutting. I would like
That,
laser
that is
cutting.
true, yeah.
I was actually at a workshop and they had laser cutting, and but with the resources, right, we were able to get a 3D printer for our district, so and that's great.
Yeah. So what do you see in 3D printing? Like how does it help your students, or what does it teach your students?
Yeah, so in the past, when students create a project, they use cardboard, they use paper, art supplies. 3D printing give them a way to sort of design things that are, I would say you can say more professional looking with 3D printing. Yeah. You can do more with it. You can basically create anything in a computer program and then just export it into a 3D printer and get it printed out. So that's sort of what's enticing for the kids as well. That they actually make something that's not just a cardboard piece, but it's something that's like, it looks more appealing to them.
Yeah. So I totally get what you mean, because after all these schools that I have visited before, just seeing them get that final product that they design and watching their design come to life, they're actually really interested and really focused on that one thing. And 3D printing right now is mainly used for prototyping in the real world industry. So giving students a taste of this technology, or teaching them the workflow of it. Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty beneficial.
Yeah, we teach design thinking. We focus on that as well. It's important because students need to know that, and design thinking is not just about art. Yeah. It's anything that they do. They learn about ideating, and they learn about prototyping, and basically revisiting, getting feedback from peers, and then, continue working on it so that they have a product that they're happy with. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm guessing your normal workflow is to just follow the design thinking process.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, and it's not just printing something too, right? Yeah. I mean, teachers have done it a lot of times, for whether they're writing an essay. Yeah. Right. You do ideating. You do your writing out a draft and going back and editing. Right. That's really design thinking workflow.
Oh yeah, that actually makes sense now. Yeah. Okay, so what are some projects that you have done with your students?
Yeah, so with 3D printing, I would say the limitation is that with one printer, it takes a while to print student projects. So when we first got the 3D printer, we had students making keychains. So that's simple enough. Yeah. And that took relatively less time for me to just print them and then give it to them as sort of a souvenir at the end of the course. Okay. So name text is what we did. Yeah. And then, as I said, I collaborated with different teams. So this past year, we were doing a school-wide read, and part of the activity was doing a trivia contest between the whole team. So between two teams, actually. Yeah. So they came to me, and so this is just a prototype of it, so this is a medal. Essentially, it's a medal, and I ended up painting it with gold and then putting a ribbon on it. Yeah. So this went to the winner of the trivia contest. Yeah. Yeah. And I also made we had Pi Day. So during Pi Day, we had kids sort of reciting digits of pi. So I actually 3D printed a trophy. Oh, wow. With a Pi trophy. So that's sort of how I use the 3D printing in our school. For projects and things like that. And I also offer students a chance, if they want to come in and learn more about 3D printing, they can. And so more of a, not as a course, but if they have some free time.
Okay, so it's more like a extracurricular activity after school.
Yeah. I've been trying to do like a formal club, but with middle school, they all have different, sports and things like that.
Sports after school,
They can't really commit, but it's more of a drop-in basis if kids want. And I open it up, so I introduce kids to the 3D printer at the beginning of the year. And if kids are doing in-grade project and they want to do some 3D printing. So, in fact, the 2 terms ago, we have a student who's doing tech ed. And he is, I think one of his project is they have to install an LED light to something. It's an LED light display. Yeah. So he brought in this model car. Okay. But the bumper was lost. It broke. Oh, okay. So I helped him with measuring and we 3D printed a replacement bumper,
it's bumper, yeah.
drill the holes in it so that
Yeah.
the LED lights can pop out. So
Okay.
that's one example where
Oh, wow.
the students are using the 3D printers in our school.
Yeah. Wow, that's actually a pretty neat project. Then.
It is, yeah.
And then he fixes his model car.
Yeah. So a lot of so with 3D printing, right? It's not just designing something or getting something from online. It's they do have to do measurements and do a lot of math involved in it. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think, what do you think of design thinking in general? Like, how would it affect your students? The impact that it would make for them? What about, I guess, how would it help them in the future?
Yeah. So when we do projects here, we don't really just say do project for the sake of doing a project. We always try to incorporate real life problems.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to solve a real life example of something. So, like for example, my design way back before we had a 3D printer, one of the design thinking project that the students have to do is they have to create a prototype of an object that can help someone with a disability.
Okay.
So like an accessibility tool. So they drew out the design and they think about it, and then they did a draft, and we did feedback loops and things like that.
And then I guess you printed the did you make any prototypes out of it?
Not because we didn't have the printer at the time.
Okay.
I mean, now that we have a printer, right? And if we have the time, we definitely could have printed out something. Yeah.
Okay. So how would going through all these design thinking process help them in the future then?
Well, if they are we want to start training again, right? Like we want to put the learning in context. So if they are recognizing that they can apply what they learned into real world problems. So that sort of help them get their habits going in the future, right? They're coming into the workforce. They're not just going to be sitting in front of a desk and just doing paperwork. A lot of the jobs out there requires you to be problem solving. And so having that design thinking skills is going to help them with solving different kinds of problems.
That's a very excellent point, because a lot of jobs now are actually straying away from just paperwork. It's more like designing, trying to figure out trying to figure out a solution for a problem and how to fix it. And it's just very exciting to see that this process is trickling down from high school, middle school, and elementary school.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What else do you think? I guess 3D printing can help with. Is there anything else that you think?
Within a school setting, or just in a curriculum?
In a curriculum, or in the school setting.
Well, with the 3D printer, right, you can now print a lot of things. So I do have a board games club, so we do have board games. Kids coming and play board games, and one of the pet peeve as a board game player is missing pieces. So instead of going, chucking the game away, you can easily sort of design your own, or finding, people who under, Creative Commons license, they have replacement piece design that you can just print it off. So that way you're not, just throwing the game away, right? You can still replace the piece and go on with it. So some of the kids are excited. I just finished printing a battleship replacement piece. So I was
I'm pretty sure that game was missing a piece. That game's already
exactly. So that's sort of what we do with it here. But I mean, there is a lot of potential, especially with the technology that's advancing. So you can probably print things faster. With multiple materials, you can probably do a multi-axis printing at the same time. So and things are getting more detailed, right? So that's gonna lots of potential there.
So one more question is, when you're teaching 3D printing or just design thinking or coding or even coding, do you think it's a very steep learning curve for the kids right now, or if it's relatively easy? or
The concepts itself, as a exploration teacher with limited time,
yeah,
it's definitely a steep learning curve to
Yeah.
teach
okay,
the kids all the concepts for coding.
yeah,
Designing, not so much, but again, it's the time constraint of actually coming out with a like applying what they learn in
Yeah.
a project, right? Like it's easy to just teach
Yeah.
them the steps.
yeah,
But yeah, so I would say, given more time, right? You
Yeah.
can definitely make it
Yeah.
a little less steep.
uh-huh.
But because we are starting students at a younger level,
Mhm.
so it's we're sort of like leveling that learning curve.
Yeah, that learning curve.
Yeah,
okay,
because students are already, from previous grades, learning how to do block-based coding. So when they come in
Yeah.
and we introduce another block-based code program,
Yeah.
they sort of automatically know what to do and
Okay.
how to explore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this whole ADSD curriculum starting at a young age does benefit
Yes,
them
absolutely.
as they grow up.
Yeah.
They're more familiarized with the process, what to do, and everything. So when they come out in the workforce, I guess they're already familiar with what to do, and I guess it increases their chances of being hired.
Yeah, I would say just expanding the capacity of problem solving,
Yeah.
right? We're not teaching a specific set of this is how you solve a problem and this
Mhm.
is the way that you
Yeah.
memorize.
Yeah.
We're, as educators, we're providing them with sort of different strategies, different tools so that,
Mhm.
When they come out in the workforce one day,
Yeah.
they know that they have these resources that they can go back to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought, like, when I was in school, like, just learning the theories and getting taught what to do wasn't really actually that helpful to me until I actually have to use it, like, to do a project. That's when I actually understand the concept that was taught to me, what I'm supposed to do during that whole problem solving stage. So this actually sounds really beneficial.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's all about applying, right?
Yeah.
Like students, they don't really care what they learn if
Uh-huh.
they can't find a connection to it.
Yeah, that's true. And that reminds me actually that actually a lot of students with these new technology, they're so connected to, they're so focused. I've seen students that the ones that are more mischievous in the classroom, they just when a teacher is teaching these type of technology or coding, they just sit there and they're just so focused and immersed. And normally they'll be getting yelled at, but they're just so into this topic, and it's just
Yeah,
focused.
just finding a way to
Yeah.
engage them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then allowing them to sort of make the connections,
Mhm.
right? We do a lot of passion projects, so
Yeah.
we allow students to sort of pick what they're passionate about
Okay.
to learn about.
Yeah. So I guess then they're even more engaged
Exactly.
during that time.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I said one last question before, but let's say one more question.
Okay.
What do you think? How are you gonna, or what are you gonna do in the future? Regarding coding or 3D printing, like, is there anything different that you're gonna teach them, or?
Yeah, I just found out that there is a program that allows you to 3D print Minecraft objects.
Oh yeah.
So one of my goals next year is probably teaching students how to code in Minecraft,
Okay.
and maybe perhaps they can use that to 3D print something.
Okay, that
From
sounds awesome.
Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's actually really interesting, because when they code and they see their digital, I guess, building
Yeah.
in Minecraft, and then watching it get brought to life,
Yes.
that's actually, after all that time put into Minecraft, and you
Yes.
see your final product being printed out, like,
mhm.
that's something that we couldn't do back then.
Yeah.
Like, we can only go back in the game and be like, oh, I took so much time to make this thing. But then now with this technology, you can actually print it out and
Absolutely.
see the fruits of your efforts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that sounds, kind of makes me wish that I want to be born later.
Yeah.
with all
Me
this
too.
technology.
Because
and
I
like,
want to do it as a student, right?
Yeah. Because when I went to school, there was no 3D printing. There wasn't all these things to help
No.
out, and yeah, it's just nice to see all this change. Yeah. Well, I guess that's everything we have today.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us today, Simon.
Yeah, thank you. My pleasure.
Yeah, let us know if you need anything from us, or in the future, the cool projects that you do with 3D printing and coding. Let us
Okay.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll feature you, or other than that, we can also ask you to come back on the show
Sure.
for another episode.
Sure.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
So thanks for joining us for the episode today. Our TinkChat is actually on YouTube, Anchor, and Spotify. So remember to subscribe on all of them, and also on YouTube you can click the bell button to get notifications for a new episode. So remember for that, and any comment section below you can put down your comment, give us feedback, reviews, and then we'll address it in the next episode. So thanks for joining us today. Bye.